with you on the human side.
And did you, before the other therapies that you were getting, how long did you wait before going to them?
That was over the period of about 2 years. So I was putting up. And then it got to the stage where I'm a poor sleeper, but I was waking like several times through the night, which was really debilitating, because every time I moved, literally the most minor movement across my lower back would wake me because it was so uncomfortable and painful. So over the period, once it got to that stage, again, I would say probably 3 or 4 months.
Yeah. And what, why did you feel as though you had to wait that long? What was the obstacle, or probably how did it get to be that length before you went to somebody?
Pressure of time and assumption that it was just age and circumstance and sports injuries, all the things that you condition you to think, well, you're over 50 and it's this and it's that. And if one more person told me it was due also to being menopausal, I'd punch them in the throat. That's the default. You're a bit overweight, yeah, I know that. You're menopausal, yeah, I know that as well. Do you want a punch now? And it's like that was the opening gambit every time. I know all these things. Let's enlighten me as to what else it might be. Yeah. And yes, they play a role. Yeah. But it's turned out that going to that for the first option, as it were, of saying, well, it's because of this, that's been erroneous. That's it's not been correct. Mm-hmm. They're factors. Yeah. But they're not the whole reason. That makes sense.
Because it's not the driver, is it?
These are good way. Thank you. It's
not the driver.
It's not the driver,
and it's not always a significant part, but it's definitely one that we
plays a part,
doesn't it? Yeah.
But that was the first default. Yeah. And then that conditions you to think, oh well, that's right, that's got to be right, because I am overweight, I am middle aged, blah 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 blah. So then you actually start to buy into that whole thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I left it quite a while because I just felt it was Groundhog Day. Yeah. So I'd got one practitioner and get a bit of treatment and saw really no significant improvement, and get told the same thing. Yeah. Then another practitioner a few months later, it's Groundhog Day. Same process, no significant improvement. Yeah. It's because of this, and they sort of would match. So then you start to think, maybe it is. And I just have to tolerate this, and I just have to put up with it and use ibuprofen and all that sort of thing.
And this is it, isn't it?
And this is it, yes.
This is the way it's going to be.
That's when the gear change occurred, which was quite depressing.
It is. It's quite down, so when you can't, you know that you can control. And when you go through life where you're taking control of all the situations, starting home out, kids out, everything. And then you get to the point where you just, that's it.
So I suppose I can't overemphasise how much it changed when there was a more holistic approach to what's going on. Let's start at that baseline that you started with here. Yeah. Major shift mentally for me as well.
Good. And about the back pain in particular, and then before you came, even if you can just elaborate a little bit about what it was, how bad it was before you came to us. So really, it was affecting your sleep,
driving, moving, getting in and out of the car. It was constant. The sleeping was probably the most significant problem that started to build up, because if you don't get sleep, and that's a sort of pernicious cycle that you then get involved in, because you get fatigued, and then basically your posture gets poorer, everything was all feeding in. So it was significantly worse, or had got a lot worse, and it was every day.
And I think these things, the fascinating thing is that we still get through our day. You still go to bed, you still drive, you still try and do everything.
You have to do it all, but you do it and you're hindered, and you're in discomfort. So that was an ongoing process, but getting worse rapidly.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? What were you missing out on before you came to see us?
What was I missing out? I think colour and seeing the future in a positive light. Actually, if you want me to be really honest and very deep, which is most contrary to my higher nature, but colour and seeing that upward trend instead of a downward trend. That's what I was missing. So it's going from almost seeing things as a path, now it's an adventure. Totally different perspective.
Love that. Love it.
But that's true. Again, that's hand on heart. It's just that seismic shift in thinking. It's looking forward, and a tangible, a real example of that is the going outdoors, swimming, things like that. Having the confidence to engage in new activities, Pilates. Whereas if I'd continued on that downward spiral, I don't know.
No. It kind of starts shutting doors on you, I always think.
It is.
And it isn't, especially the folk in the Highlands in particular, and I won't say especially, maybe, I suppose you can say that, but it's like, show me the way and I'll do it.
Yeah.
And you guys understand that it isn't always 100% the outcome, but it's better, and you just keep chipping away. You just need the direction in a lot of cases, and the help, whether it's hands-on, whether it's whatever it is, and the right stuff at the right time.
But there's a tenacity that I know I'm a tenacious person, because I wasn't prepared to just keep on getting told it's this, and I thought, I know myself, it's probably not, but then maybe it is, and there's all that doubting going on. But the tenacity drove me, because I wanted to absolutely be 100% sure this is what's going on for you, these are why you get these symptoms, and if you have to manage it, then you manage it as best you can. But I needed to know for sure that that was definitely correct, because I believe information is power, if that makes sense, and you should always make decisions based on all the information, all the facts, not the half stories. And for coming here, I got a different story, and a story, not that I wanted to hear, if that makes sense. It wasn't because I was happy with it, it was because within a very, very short space of time, outcomes started changing. My physical well-being changed, my ability to do things changed. And I don't know if every woman in my situation would have that tenacity. If that makes sense, because it's so weird.
Absolutely. Because that leads on to the next one. And I know we touched on this, but what else did you try that didn't work? I know there was other therapists as well. But even, you tried other things yourself, because again, from the tenacity as well, you tried lots of things.
Just sort of looking at stretching exercises, looking at change of diet, about if it was osteoarthritis, using hydrotherapy more, so not swimming so much, walking. So I've some of that, if it has worked, I've integrated it with what the other things I'm doing. So basically looking at diet, pain relief, which I was a bit reluctant to take, because that has a knock-on effect on your stomach and blah blah blah. And I suppose maybe my expectations of other practitioners was unrealistic, but then again, yes and no, because I guess what I was looking for from them, was advice, and some of them are very focused and are, this is what it is and I will treat this, and I won't go beyond that. So that then forces one to go and explore and look at other solutions or treatments or whatever, which I wasn't terribly long in that sort of grey area, if that makes sense. Just a few months, and as I said, max, taking in healing, and then I thought, right, okay, let's have a look at this.
Because it definitely has to be the whole person, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
And we always say it's person first, then the patient, and then it's a problem, and patient is after it. You've got to look at the person as well.
That's a really good model you're describing there, and that's not the model that I think I've experienced in the last 3 years. They've looked, it's all been upside down.
And it makes a big difference, doesn't it? And since you came to us, what impact have we made to the quality of your life?
Let me think.
You can be as honest as you want.
Well, I can't elaborate too much more than saying it's been, it's changed how I view myself mentally, physically. I feel more confident. I'm not so scared to do certain, in fact, I'm not scared at all to take on new physical challenges. So out of that, I do far more sports. I've embraced new activities, which I'm really loving and enjoying. I do weights, all of the things that I was advised to probably not do, I have added now into my leisure time, and it's made a huge difference.
Brilliant.
And coming back to your original point, mobility, strength, there is a residual issue because of surgeries and maybe things that I should have done 6-7 years ago post-surgery, but it's now at a manageable level. I sleep, I have virtually no pain. Occasionally I get the odd twang if I bend over in the wrong way and if I skip the exercises that you give me to do, which is taking responsibility for one's own health. And I know after about 40 hours, if I haven't done the stretches and I haven't done my exercises, things just start to stretch and tighten up.
Yeah. And it's interesting, I always think, because all the right stuff is easy, but you got to set the body up right first, don't you? And then when you get that right, the management system is a system, and you can systematize it, and it works. But it's to get you up there with the hands-on or whatever it is people need.
And obviously, tapping into the service that we provide in the Pilates classes. So some of the exercises I incorporate into what I do at home, but I've noticed definitely I am stronger, physically stronger in so many ways, which rightly or wrongly that sort of ties in with my sort of mental and emotional well-being. Because I've never felt fragile, and I don't like feeling fragile. It's not part of my makeup, but I felt fragile, if that makes sense.
Brilliant. Of all the things you enjoyed about coming to see us, what was the one thing you liked best?
Oh gosh. Well, I consult with Max on that as well. What's the atmosphere about the place, and also being able to tap into a service provision or treatments, whatever you want to call it, that has made a huge difference to my quality of life, but also good crack.
Good. Excellent.
That's it.
Brilliant. What would you say to anyone watching the video who is currently sceptical about physio or undecided?
If you're undecided, a bit like my approach, what have you got to lose, as it were? If you're sceptical, you need to give it a go and see, and then, like I was saying a few minutes ago, base your response on, or your choices on, facts and personal experience. So if after 2 or 3 sessions it's making no significant difference, fair enough. However, you shouldn't sort of judge before you actually engage in a course of treatment or classes or something like that. Because if I had, I don't know where I would be now. If I had been, if I sort of maybe thought, right, well, we'll just be all like the rest and just sort of look at the person, make assumptions, and I won't get any further forward. I dread to think what my quality of life would be
amazing
now.
how quick the year goes.
Oh, scary.
Blink,
and as you get older, they fly faster, for sure, they really do. So I can genuinely attribute my health and well-being and how I feel now and what the activities I engage in and just the huge improvement in my quality of life, I can attribute that to coming here and in getting treatment, getting support, that completely altered my perception of self, really hugely so.
But it's you as well though, isn't it? We're just giving you the tools.
Absolutely.
It's all like a tool in a toolbox, isn't
absolutely.
it?
You could sort of, if I could come here every 2 or 3 weeks and do nothing in between, there would still be an improvement, but it wouldn't be as meaningful. I've got to buy into that. I've got responsibility for taking the advice that I'm given. So if they're skeptics, you really need to taste and see, and maybe some folks are just feeling a bit defeated. I would say find that last bit of energy or that last ounce of effort and give it a whirl. Yes.
Brilliant. Good advice. Now that you've experienced physio, how would you describe it to your best friend or family member?
Yeah, I never shut up about it. Well, I keep trying to get my husband to come down just to get a check-in about his knee. How would you describe
physio to your best friend or family member?
My best friend or family member.
What do you say to them?
I would say it's person-centred. It's bespoke to you as an individual, and if there is a long-standing health issue or mobility issue, I would say you can offer the best treatment bespoke to that person. I've never felt that I've just been one of a number, coming through the doors, even in the Pilates class. You're an individual, you treat us like individuals, and you certainly address those individual needs. So that's how I would describe it. But